I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.
As it stands now, our communities are under-resourced, over-policed, neglected by politicians, and being gentrified, forcing Black families to leave the city.
Tent city is a term that we coined. This is what it will look like if we do not pass the CBA ordinance for affordable housing, the one that was introduced into the City Council July of 2019. And so essentially this is the vision of what could be without protections in place. If we do not protect the homeowners that don't have high incomes, if we don't protect the renters and families, they will be living in tents on our city-owned vacant lots.
While the community is grateful to have the Obama Presidential Center, not at the cost of displacing the very people that you're supposed to protect and help. And so back in July, myself and Alderwoman Harrison introduced the CBA ordinance, and for some strange reason, the mayor's office, along with the housing department, came up with their own ordinance. And while that ordinance does take some bits and pieces out of the CBA ordinance, it does not do enough. It's only going to help 60 homeowners out of 10,000. It's only going to have 45 affordable apartments for people who make 60,000 and more. The median income here is 24,000. So who does that help? It does not help the people. And I felt like there has not been any clear, there hasn't been any transparency about the numbers. And so they'll say we're gonna make affordable housing units, but you're talking about 45. They're talking about helping homeowners. You're talking about 60. That does not protect this community. And we've seen it happen over and over again. I am one of the folks who got displaced from the 3rd Ward the minute we got the Harold Washington Cultural Center. And so you saw the property taxes go up, and you saw them gentrifying the community for the people who they want to bring. As a Black woman, don't I deserve to have a roof over my head? As a mother, don't my kids deserve to go to quality neighborhood schools?
Our city is protecting property over people. Lightfoot wants to put even more money into police. We got this CARES Act coming up, and we don't know where the money is going. There's no transparency on what it's going to, but we can already assume that she is going to put that money into more police under the assumption that it is there to keep us safe. They are not keeping us safe. They are putting all of this into policing while people are literally out here saying we need affordable housing, we need health care, we want police out of our schools. There are so many other needs, but they are still consistently protecting police and property. Lightfoot needs to step up, and the way that she is saying she cares about her people, she actually needs to show it. She might care about Lakeview, she doesn't care about Woodlawn, and she needs to change that. So we are demanding that Lightfoot defund the police and put that money exactly in all of the places that she claims she is putting that money into.
We are demanding that the devaluing of Black life and freedoms end. Lightfoot has shown us she cares more for capitalist gain and the preservation of business than Black life. Most recently, with her attempts to punish Black children by stopping CPS lunch programs and creating curfews that criminalize existing. And in the past 4 years, through the gentrification of Chicago's South Shore, Woodlawn, and Washington Park areas, the criminalization has to stop. The displacement has to stop. The exploitation has to stop. The Community Benefits Agreement ordinance has been set in place to stop displacement and end protections for the and start offering protections for the long-time residents in the areas of Woodlawn, South Shore, and Washington Park. The announcement alone of the Obama Presidential Center marked a significant increase in the property taxes of these areas and their surrounding wards. Chicago is already experiencing a shortage in safe, affordable housing, and this will only be intensified with the current issues by displacing the residents that live there. The Community Benefits Agreement ordinance will require that jobs be set aside for people in communities around the Obama Presidential Center. Protect housing for working families, low-income residents, and homeowners. Support and create Black businesses, which are already suffering during this COVID-19 pandemic. And strengthen neighborhoods and schools, many of which have been closed on the city's south and south side, including the South Shore High School. The mayor's Woodlawn housing ordinance falls drastically short of the CBA's proposed provisions. It does not do nearly enough to make sure that working families do not get displaced. The issues of the have and the have-nots has been exacerbated and has been made even more profound. Those who forcibly martyr themselves, our doctors, for their bodies, give their bodies on the front line, or for our health care, our food, and our public services, those essential workers whose jobs require their presence for pay, the mayor's city ordinance is telling these people they have to go, that their lives don't matter, while funding state-sanctioned violence against the people. This is unacceptable. The mayor's proposal would only set aside 10% of rental housing on city land as affordable. That would only create 43 affordable housing units. That is unacceptable. This does not achieve the goal of stopping displacement. We will not stand by and watch our neighbors be pushed out of our community, or people sink into despair as a result of the shameful safety nets of this country and of this city for marginalized and at-risk populations. We demand justice. Our communities have yet to receive the attention required to grow, thrive, and yield fruit. We need a CBA now. We need abolition of the police force now.
5 years ago, they were saying, you don't have to worry. Gentrification is not going to come because of this resource. There's plenty of naturally affordable housing here. Always, always. They're preaching the same lines to you now that they were preaching to us 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I can tell you exactly what happened. That area of the city has seen the most demolitions of almost anywhere in the city. More than Market Park, more than communities that are being torn apart. We have seen our neighborhood torn to shreds. 2, 3, 4 flats demolished for single-family housing.
And how unfair is it that now we're going to get this investment and you want to kick us out? Same story, different city. Because they're doing it in every major city. Let's make it plain. Anywhere where the majority of the folks are people of color, you got this foolishness going on.